Steve Siebold back with publicspeakersblog.com. Speaker marketing secret number 49 for the post-COVID era. You must be able to cultivate an image that attracts your avatar. What's your avatar? Your avatar is your ideal client. For me, for 23 years, it's been pharmaceutical companies. I sell to regional vice presidents of sales with basically 100 to 200 salespeople, 15 to 20 marketing managers, district managers, with 3 or 4 marketing managers. And I've sold to them for 23 years. So I have to cultivate an image that attracts regional vice presidents and national vice presidents of pharmaceutical companies. My secondary market has always been the financial services industry. So companies like Merrill Lynch, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, etc. I have to be able to cultivate an image that is congruent with the image they want to hire as a speaker and a consultant and a trainer. If I don't match and you don't match the image, you're unlikely to get hired. So in other words, I've worked for companies where people like in Hawaii, the Virgin Islands, the Cayman Islands, Bahamas, you name it. Did I say the Hawaiian Islands already? All over the Hawaiian Islands for years, where the people show up in shorts. So it's a little bit different kind of an audience where they're looking for a more casual kind of presenter. Well, that's one thing. But when you're speaking in New York City for a pharmaceutical company and it's a $5 million convention, or Merrill Lynch's national convention, or the MDRT, the $1 Million Roundtable for insurance, or some major event like that for a major corporation, when they go to hire you and they Google you and they go to your website and they go to your Facebook and your Twitter and your LinkedIn and your Instagram and all the rest of social media, right? They do the research. They look you up, and they do every single time. Now, that's what it's all about now. We own a speakers bureau. We know what they do. We talk to companies every day, and this is what they do. They talk to us, or they Google the speaker, or they Google the speaker, and then they call us to do the contract. They want to know who you are, and do you fit their organization. So if you have stuff on your Facebook page where you're showing what you had spaghetti the night before, or you went on a 3-day bender in Vegas and you put pictures of it and it looks like a clip from the movie The Hangover, and you put it on your social media, you are probably not going to get hired with a major organization that is looking for a serious business person. Now, maybe you're speaking to another kind of group. Maybe you have people walking on fire or talking about 10xing your business, or some public market, or the law of attraction, or something very public market where the audiences are not quite as sophisticated as they are in the biggest companies in the world. Then you can have some of those things, and they probably won't care because it's not as sophisticated of an audience. It's the difference between going to community college and going to Harvard, Stanford, or Yale. If you don't think there's a difference, then you've never been to those schools before. There's a difference between Ivy League schools and high-level schools like that and a community college. It's not, one's not better than the other necessarily, depending on what you're looking for, but the culture is different. And that's the same way with the public market, where people show up and pay $99 to get in, and Johnson & Johnson's national convention. It's a big difference. I've worked for the biggest companies in the world for 23 years. Johnson & Johnson, Microsoft, Procter & Gamble, GlaxoSmithKline, Caterpillar, you name it. And we've worked for them pretty much over the years, or a lot of them anyway. And you have to project, that's why you have to project an image of sophistication and professionalism, and be careful about everything you put online, because that's where they go to find out about you. And if you don't fit the avatar, you're out. Then you're relegated to lower level audiences of less sophistication. Do you want that? I always wanted to play in the biggest league I possibly could. And Larry Wilson and Bill Gove, my mentor, said, go play in the Fortune 500. And I said, well, if I can play in the Fortune 500, then I can play in the top 50 companies in the world. And I set my first goal. I looked in Fortune magazine. They said, this is 25 years ago. And they said the most respected company, I think it was of 1996 or 95, was Johnson & Johnson, the most respected company in the world. And I was reading a magazine on an airplane, Fortune magazine, literally. And I thought, well, if I can break into them and I can speak at their national convention, then I can speak anywhere. I can leverage that credibility and go anywhere. And that's what I did. It took me about 6 months to get into Johnson & Johnson. I spoke at their national convention, and I leveraged that name for the rest of my career, literally, to get into the biggest companies in the world. But you have to fit the avatar. You have to fit the image, because they don't know you. They see your blog, like you're watching my blog now, and if you have a video blog or an audio blog or a podcast or social media or all these things, that's how they judge us. So what do you look like to your audience? Are you in shorts? Do you look serious? You got to match what they hire. And the higher up you go, the more sophisticated the organizations, the more sophisticated the audiences, the more sophisticated the avatar that they're looking for, the person they're looking for. You've got to fit the avatar. If you don't, you won't work there. This may seem simple to some of you, but a lot of people don't get this in the speaking business. They really don't, and I've seen it over a number of years. So think about that. Go online and look at all the things you post on social, all the things that are public about you. Hopefully there's a lot. If there's not, there needs to be a lot. They need to see you're prolific. They need to see your writing, your speaking, your blogging, your podcasting, you're on social media. You're everywhere. They should see you in the media, on television, radio, in print. And if you don't have these things, get as many as you can. They need to look you up and say, how did I not know this person? They're everywhere. That's the goal, because it's a big world. It's a very big world, very big world. A lot of speakers out there, thousands and thousands of people vying for these speeches that we all, want. So think about that. Make sure your image matches the avatar, your avatar, the one they're looking for. And you'll have a much better chance of getting hired. That's Speaking Secret, post-COVID, number 49. Thanks for watching. See you next time.